Hello, yoga lovelies. Welcome to Adopt a Yoga Assistant. My name is Fiona and I'm the fearless leader of the Yoga Lovelies Club, an online yoga platform. And this is a very special yoga series featuring guest yoga assistants who are in need of a loving home. Today we have with us Sir Patrick Stewart, very distinguished gentleman, as you can see. He's around 8 years old. He's a staff favorite and very popular with the volunteers here at Pasadena Humane. He goes on lots of outings. He loves to hike, I've heard, and he is frankly beautiful, as I think you can see for yourself. So Patrick's going to be my guest yoga assistant today, and he's going to help us get through yoga, and we're going to help him find a home. So grab your stretchy pants and let's get started. Sweetheart, welcome to your yoga class. You're so beautiful. Oh. Sit. Very good boy. Sir Patrick, down. Good boy. Sir Patrick. Okay. Okay. Oh my God. All right. It's going to be hard not to laugh. Okay, so we're going to come to an upright seated position of your choice. As you can see, Sir Patrick is demoing very nicely one option. Come and lie down. Good boy. All right, Sir Patrick, let's get this show on the road. So let's find our way to a comfortable seated position, as Sir Patrick is beautifully demonstrating. And I'm sitting on a yoga block, which is a bit more comfortable than just sitting with your bum on the floor. Please feel free to sit in a chair or a firmish couch. This is going to be a very gentle class. We're in good hands. And if you can close your eyes, do. If you cannot tear your eyes off this beautiful specimen, I totally understand. You can just meditate on Sir Patrick. So otherwise, letting your eyes close now. And just take a moment to get comfortable in your seat. As you close your eyes, notice your pelvis getting a little heavier. And then at the same time, think of your head floating up. Tops of your shoulders softening. And just taking these first few moments now to kind of check in with how you feel. Of course, we're upright. There's a bit of effort required to sit upright. But see where you can soften without collapsing. Around your eyes, your forehead. Gently now, deepen your breath pattern. Inhales and exhales. And as you start to pay attention to your breath, just kind of playing with how much you can slow it down and smooth it out without introducing any strain whatsoever. A nice little way to think of it is deeper inhales, longer exhales. Notice your mental state, very normal for the mind to be cartwheeling all around. Just becoming a bit more in touch with what it is that's distracting you, perhaps what's on your mind today. And where possible, just loosening your grip on those thought waves, letting them come, letting them go, just floating on by like clouds across the sky. And where possible, gently dropping your awareness into your breath. Take a couple of nice deep breaths now. Good boy. One more nice deep inhale and a slow exhale out. Just placing your palms together at your chest, looking in towards your center. And then letting your eyes open. Okay, let's come to all fours now. So we'll do a gentle warm-up and we'll see how we go. So coming to all fours, just put any props to one side. Excuse me, Sir Patrick. And as you line up, I thought this was going to happen. As you line up your shoulders over your wrists, spreading your fingers nice. Good boy. That might be a little bit of a ruffle in the mic you just heard. So we'll reset. Good boy. Perhaps you'll go on your nice little bed we've prepared for you earlier. Okay. So setting up all fours. Shoulders over your wrists. Good boy. Okay, I'll just cue it. Setting up all fours. Stack your shoulders over your wrists is what I was trying to say. And put your hips over your knees. Good boy. Excuse me, Sir Patrick. And we're going to go into pelvic tilts. So let's resume focus here. Good boy. Come and lie down. Inhaling, starting to look forward and up. Exhale, rounding out. Feel that nice stretch to your whole back. Good boy. There we go. Inhale, coming into your arch. Exhale, rounding out, pushing into your hands. Scoop the navel in. Couple more. Inhaling. Looking up, draw those shoulders back. Exhale, rounding out. Get a nice stretch to your upper back. One more time. Inhaling, arching, and exhale, rounding your back. Come back to neutral. Our little yoga assistant's having some refreshments off screen. Keeping your hips over your knees, let's come into a nice half dog now. And as you gently sink into this, just moving a little side to side. So if your head's up, fine. If you get all the way to the floor, fine. But make sure it feels good for your shoulders as you stretch out your back and your shoulders just for a moment. And then take a breath and slowly slide back into child's pose. So the knees are wide, big toes close or touching. And just placing your palms, stacking them, and rest your forehead on your hands. One more nice deep inhale. Exhaling slowly, coming back up. Sir Patrick, come here, darling. Good boy. Come and lie on your bed. Good boy. Very good boy. Okay, so let's go into downward dog. Downward dog. So hands a little in front of your shoulders. Spread your fingers nice and wide now. Take a breath, tuck your toes, and exhale, lift those hips up in the air. And just take a couple of moments here to bicycle out your legs. And as you press down into your hands, notice the shoulders tend to crowd the ears. So broaden your shoulders and notice the sensations down the backs of the legs as you move a little here. Take a deep inhale and a slow exhale, and then start to press both heels down towards the floor as you attempt to flare your tail up. Now, what if you're tight in the legs? We've got an answer for that. Bend the knees, lift the heels. Feels so nice to get the weight off your shoulders and makes it more manageable. If you're straining and you need a break, simply just drop your knees. Otherwise, take a nice deep inhale wherever you are in your down dog and a slow exhale. One more breath. And then let's come forward to beloved plank. So as we come forward to plank, shoulders over the wrists, head up, chin in. Let's all drop the knees for a moment. So Patrick, dropping the knees for a moment now. Notice how you're still working in this version of plank. Good boy. But it's not quite as hard as with your legs up, is it, Sir Patrick? So if you want to do the full pose, you just straighten your legs. If you need it a little easier, drop the knees. No half mast of the legs though, so make those legs nice and straight. Take a nice deep inhale, and as you exhale, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Let's do that again. Good boy. One more time. Exhale, coming forward now into our plank. So head up, chin in. Drop the knees if you need to. No saggy bottoms allowed, so keep your bum buoyant if the knees are down. And if you're in plank, you've got to really work your abdominals to stay nicely in line. Take a breath. Exhale, back to downward dog. From here, take one more inhale. And exhale slowly, lowering your knees. Let's drop back into child's pose. Take a couple of deep breaths, patting up your, make a pillow with your hands if that helps your neck, or you can have your head just straight onto your mat. Take a deep inhale and a slow exhale, and then slowly coming up. Okay, let's come down onto our bellies. Just adjust this, it got slightly dislodged by our yoga assistant. Coming onto our fronts, let's take a sphinx. So, looking at your elbows, make sure they're under your shoulders. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Reach your right foot back, your left foot back. Now, notice your 10 toes. So you'll feel here, if you're leaning into your big toe or little toe, your legs are kind of spinning. So have all 10 toes reaching down into the mat evenly. Then start to press into your elbows and draw your shoulders back. And think about trying to drag your forearms towards your hips. So if you're on a slippery wooden floor here, you just slide forward. Now, as you look up, make sure you're not cranking the neck. So make it nice and spacious in the neck. Take a deep inhale. Pull the navel in to support the back. Slow exhale. One more breath. And then gently lower down. Let's take a little cobra. So you can repeat Sphinx if that's your preference, if it's easier on your back. Otherwise, hands under your shoulders. Inhale, you come up just a little bit. Elbows in. Exhale, forehead taps the mat, shoulders back. And again, inhaling. Coming into your back bend, exhale, slowly down. One more time, inhale. So you're listening to your spine, not forcing your back, just finding something that feels good for you. Exhaling down. Take a breath, tucking your toes, and exhale, come back to all fours. Get those knees underneath you. Let's go back into pelvic tilts. Inhale, start to look forward and up, arch your spine. Exhale as you round out, push down into your hands and really scoop that navel in. And again, inhaling, feel that lovely arch of your back. As you exhale, pull the navel in, press down into your knuckle bases. Look for it to feel good. One more time, inhaling, coming into your arch, and exhale, rounding out. Come back to neutral now. Let's take your hands a little in front of your shoulders, tucking your toes. Let's push back to downward dog again. If it's too much for you, we're going to just make our way up to standing. So you can always skip the downward dog and take your time to join us. Take a deep inhale in your down dog and a slow exhale out. And then looking forward at your hands, or you can walk your hands back, whatever's easiest, come to a hanging forward fold. And just set your feet up hip distance and parallel. Now, you can bend your knees quite a bit here. So if you're tight, you can just rest your forearms on your thighs and you get a nice little stretch. Or you can just dangle on down. You can hold your legs. You can gaze lovingly at your yoga assistant. And you can move a little bit side to side. So do what feels good in your body as you hang in this lovely stretch. Take a deep inhale and a slow exhale. One more like that. Enjoy. One more inhale and then exhale. Let's start to roll up. So if you need back support, hands on the legs. Otherwise, as we come up, I want you to think of heels light, so you're a little forward in your feet. Navel in, knees soft, and you just roll through your spine. So try and squeeze your feet together, which is inner thigh work. We want that on the roll up. As you come up to standing, roll those shoulders back and down. Interlace your fingers, lovely chest opener here. You're going to draw your shoulders back and down and feel the opening of those muscles that get kind of closed off when we're slumping. If you're tight here, you could hold a strap or a towel, or you could just keep your elbows bent and work on drawing your shoulder heads back and down. If you can, you're going to straighten your arms. You get that lovely chest opener, and you can feel it helps to reverse some of the slumpiness of the day. One more big breath, lifting the chest. Exhaling, release. Inhale, taking your arms to the top. Interlace your fingers, push the ceiling away, get a nice lift up through the top of your body. One more breath. Exhale now. I'm going to mirror you. Drop to your right side, putting your right hand on your hip. Nice little side bend. Pull in below the navel. Inhale, come through the center. Exhale, over to the other side. So this hand is for support. Use it. One more on each side. Inhaling up. Exhaling over. Last one, inhale, so feel that nice lateral flexion of the spine, opening up this whole side waist here. Then as we get to the top, interlace your fingers again, push the ceiling away, exhale, big wide circle to the chest. And again, just simple arm circles. Inhale, look for it to feel good. Exhale, back to the chest. One more time. Inhaling. Waking up your shoulders, your chest. Exhale to the chest. Stand nice and tall now. Feet hip distance apart. Nice and parallel. And just stack your head over your heels. Relax your shoulders. And just take a moment to notice your body after those few movements. One more inhale and exhaling out. Okay, let's go to wide legs now. Again, I'll mirror you. So you're going to go to warrior two, turning your right foot to the right. And as you look down, right heel is lined up with the arch of the back foot. And as you put your hands on your hips and drop into this nice stretchy warrior two, make sure your knee is stacked up over your ankle in the front there so that it's not tipping in. Reach out through your fingertips and just turn your head to the right. So your back arm is in line with your shoulder. Now, if you have shoulder issues, of course, you drop the arms, you even put a hand on the hip if you need to. Push into your back foot. Take a deep inhale and a slow exhale. Then we go with the breath. Inhale, straighten your leg, palms touch, look up. Exhale, drop back into your warrior pose. Just two more. Inhale, so creating this nice mindful movement, palms touch, exhale, back in we go. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Then from here, simply inhale, come up to the top. Exhale, down the back leg. And just think of reaching to try and touch the ceiling. You can turn your head so it's not too much on the neck and enjoy the nice little stretch through the waist. Inhale, palms touch. Exhale to the chest. Switching to the other side. Good boy. Heel to arch. Let's come into warrior two. Hopefully you can still see my lovely guest yoga assistant who's being a very good boy. Reach out through your fingertips. Line up front heel to back arch. Get deep enough that you feel a nice stretch in your hips. Not too hot, not too cold. You don't want to overdo it in your legs. Get this knee stacked up in front over the ankle and then reach your fingertips. Make sure the back arm isn't wildly off. Try and have it in line. And then look out over your left arm. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, think about pulling in below the navel and straightening your back leg a little more. One more breath. And then we're going to go with the breath. So inhale, just 3 times. Palms touch, look up. Exhale, push into your back foot, drop back in. 2 more. Inhaling, touch, exhale, take up space with your body. One more time. Inhale, palms touch, exhale, warrior two. Now to finish, come back up, palms touch, and then down the back leg. Just feel that nice stretch through the ribs, through the waist. Inhale, palms touch at the top, exhale to the chest. Okay, let's square forward now. Feet nicely parallel. Inhale, reaching your arms up. Exhale, we're going to hang down a nice wide leg forward fold. Now, a few things as always. So you can take quite a deep knee bend, can't you, Sir Patrick? And support yourself on your knees, which is a very nice way to go if you're tight. Otherwise, as you come forward, you can certainly play with your knee bend here. So feel your way in. Our eyeballs help us to kind of line up our parts, but the feeling is what dictates ultimately how far we go into these poses. So a little movement generally feels rather nice. Good boy. And then hang down and give yourself a couple of moments here. So maybe it feels great to have a little knee bend to hold your legs. Kind of just be intuitive with your body. Take a deep inhale and a slow exhale. One more nice melty breath. And exhaling it out. Now, we're going to go to down dog. Number 1 priority is you take care of yourself. So do what you need to do. Suggestion is you turn in place, but do lift your foot so you don't twist your knee there. See you in down dog or child's pose, or just await further instructions if neither of those appeal. Take a nice stretchy down dog when you're ready. One more breath. And then exhale, lowering your knees. Sit back into child's pose, of course, making a little pillow with your hands. If that feels nice, it generally does. Take a deep inhale into your back ribs. Exhaling, just soften. One more breath. And then slowly coming up. Okay, let's come to lying down on our backs. We're going to wind down now, which Sir Patrick is demoing beautifully on his little mat. So come to lying down on your back. Make your way slowly, and then hug your knees into your chest. And just notice how just a few minutes of yoga can feel so good, just to breathe and feel your body, open things up. As you hug your knees in now, feel that nice stretch on your lower back. Hold your right knee, extend that left leg down the mat. Just feel that nice little stretch to your legs. You can even kind of toggle your right knee a little side to side. And then bring the left knee in, extend the right leg down the mat. Little toggling of the knee, side to side. One more. Right knee in. So if this feels too much, I should have said that in the first round, but hopefully you can now try it. You can keep that other knee bent on the floor, but you notice if you extend the left leg, it's an extra little stretch there on the left hip. Dropping those shoulders back. You can always take a pillow too if you have a tight neck here. One more. Left knee in, right leg long. This series is going to become Save a Yoga Teacher because I'm going to want to save all the dogs and I'll need the intervention. Good boy. And then hug both knees in. I just end up with 250 dogs. Okay, let's take a nice hip stretch now. Feet on the floor, good boy. Right foot across. Flex your right foot. Let's do a nice pigeon. So you can stay here if this is enough, or you can pull your left thigh in and feel that nice stretch through the right glutes here. So when we sit a lot, these tend to get quite tight and they affect the lower back. So just give it a moment. Bearing in mind, you do want to feel this in your muscles, not your joints. So you don't want to feel this in your knee joint. A good flex of the foot will help. Take a deep inhale, just hold for the exhale and try to melt through that hip a little more. And then set your feet down on the floor. Second side, crossing the left foot over. Let's take so either you can stay here if this is enough of a stretch, or you pull your right thigh in now. Get a good flex of that left foot. So put your mind in your left hip, and as you draw your right leg in, this is like your accelerator pedal, feel a nice stretch flooding into your left bum cheek, technically known as your glutes. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, try and melt in there a little more. And then gently set your feet down on the floor. Hug your knees into your chest and just hold the tops of the knees and just circle your knees out like you're swimming breaststroke. Just feel that nice little massage through the hips. And then reverse. So your arms are doing the work, your legs are going along for the ride. And then from here, you're going to set your feet on the floor as wide as the mat. Good boy. Arms out to the side. And we're going to take a lovely little windshield wiper twist here, which is a really good one if you have a tight lower back or hips. So feet as wide as the mat, and you just flop your knees to the right. Look at your beautiful yoga assistant, looking to the left. And then through the center, over to the other side, just looking for this to feel good. One more on each side. So over to the right, look to the left. Now, if you want to make this a little bit more stretchy, you can put right foot on left thigh. You could stretch your arms above your head, but you just go where the good feeling is for you. And then slowly back to center, squaring off your feet. Drop your knees to the left, look to the right, and then you can optional put left foot on right thigh, turning your head, take a deep breath. Relaxing. And then slowly come back up. Hug your knees into your chest one last time. And set your feet down on the floor, knees bent. And just place your palms on your lower belly. And just take a couple of deep belly breaths here. Feel the belly rise as you inhale. And fall as you exhale. One more like that. Inhaling. And exhaling. Heading into our final relaxation now. You can keep your knees bent if you prefer, or extend one leg at a time and put a pillow under your knees, that can feel nice, or a pair of socks on. Just moving your head a little side to side now as you settle in to this final part. You've done some lovely movements, opening up, a little bit of strengthening, some body and breath awareness to bring you into the moment, taking a break from whatever you're doing. And just give yourself now this lovely little gift of relaxing just for a few moments, feeling your arms and legs getting heavier and heavier on the floor. Noticing as you relax your body, you literally are giving in to gravity. And you can feel yourself getting heavier and heavier as you lie here. Giving yourself permission to let go completely. Shavasana. Gradually now start to become aware of your breathing again. Start to move your fingers and your toes. Maybe you take a little stretch. You can take a whole body stretch. You could massage your temples. Just bring yourself around. And then bend one knee at a time, rolling onto your side and just pausing for a moment, catching your head. And then take your time to slowly come up to a comfortable seated position. So again, I'm going to sit on the block. It can be nice just to sit on a couch cushion or, good boy, Sir Patrick, a couch cushion or a blanket. It just makes it more comfortable. Life's hard enough. No need to suffer through sitting up. So find your way to a comfortable seated position now. And do your best to sit up nice and tall. Relaxing your shoulders. And just simply take a moment to notice how you feel. Your mind, your body, and your breath. Always there for us to drop into. Bringing your palms together at your chest. Inhale, sweeping your arms up to the top. Palms touch, look up. Exhale, bring that to your forehead, to your heart, and bow your head. One more time, a nice centering breath to finish, sweeping your arms up. Exhale, right down the middle. Namaste. Yeah, thank you, yoga lovelies. Oh my goodness, star of the actual show, Sir Patrick. Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate it. And thank you to my supremo yoga assistant who was so good, Sir Patrick, such a good boy. If you are interested in adopting Sir Patrick and having your very own superstar yoga assistant, as you can tell, he's got such a lovely disposition. I've fallen in love with him, so you better adopt him before I do. You can fill out an application form at pasadenahumane.org. And of course, I'll keep you all posted on his progress. If you'd like to do more online yoga with me, you can check out my website, www.yogaloveliesclub.com. And we're going to be featuring all of our wonderful guest yoga assistants in the coming weeks. And I'm really excited about this collaboration with Pasadena Humane. So I will keep you posted. I can't stop holding his hand. I might be here for the rest of the day. Thank you again for joining.